Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 2,000-point battle between my Deathwatch and Dark Angels and Sam's Tyranids. So the story that we've got going on here is that a force of Deathwatch were sent to this planet to clear out a Genestealer Cult infestation that had arisen. They had risen up and were causing trouble on the planet, so the Deathwatch were called in to come root them out, and they were in the process of finishing up their mission here, finally getting the cult rooted out, when suddenly in the system arrived a Hive Fleet of Tyranids. And they knew that they were in a little bit over their head because of the amount of Tyranids that were now descending upon the planet, so they called in for assistance, and the Dark Angels happened to be close enough by, so they sent out a force to go help them with defending against the Tyranid invasion that had bestruck this planet. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing open war mission, so we're going to be doing the objective is going to be war of attrition, which means that we're just basically doing kill points except with power level instead of units. The twist, what a twist, is going to be orbital debris. So at each player rolls 3 dice at the start of their turn. For each roll of a 6, they may pick a separate enemy unit and inflict D3 mortal wounds upon it. Pretty cool, pretty brutal. See how that goes. And then for the deployment, we chose, we drew the chevron one. So my opponent had it. So he's got the corners over there, and I've got a triangle in the middle over here. And then I got the ruse, which we will see. Actually, I don't think I'm actually going to use it. I like the way things are. So I'd actually drawn the ruse where I could have picked them up and redeployed units, but I like where I've got everything. So I think they're just going to leave it. Yeah. My opponent's covering his ears as though it makes a difference, because I'm just going to leave everybody where they are. I like where they are. So yeah, that's the story and the mission that we've got going on here. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out.
So for the Deathwatch and Dark Angels, I'll be running a patrol detachment and a battalion detachment. Leading off the patrol detachment, we have a Watchmaster. We have a 10-man kill team with 9 veterans and 1 Terminator. Terminator has an assault cannon. The others have 2 frag cannons, 2 Infernus heavy bolters, 2 Thunderhammer storm shields, and 2 heavy Thunderhammers. And we have a Land Raider Redeemer. Then for the battalion detachment, we have 2 Primaris lieutenants, 1 with a power sword and 1 with a mastercrafted auto bolt rifle. We have a company master, and we have a Primaris librarian with a force sword. We have 2 5-man intercessor squads. We have a 5-man scout squad with camo cloaks and sniper rifles. We have a 5-man reaver squad. And last but not least, we have a 10-man hellblaster squad. And for the Tyranids, he'll be running a patrol detachment and a spearhead detachment. Starting off the spearhead detachment, we have a Broodlord from Hive Fleet Kraken with the Maw Claws of Thyrax. And we have 12 Genestealers, 3 of which have the head morph of Acid Maw. And then for the spearhead detachment, running from Hive Fleet Behemoth, leading it off, we have a Swarmlord and a Flying Hive Tyrant with wings and 2 times 2 Devourers with Brain Leech Worms. We have 12 Genestealers, 3 of which have Acid Maws. We have a Tyrannocyte with 5 Barbed Stranglers. We have a Haruspex. We have a Tyrannofex with Acid Spray. We have a Trigon with massive Scything Talons and Toxin Spike. And last but not least, we have 3 Carnifexes with 2 sets of monstrous Scything Talons, the Bioplasm Head Morph, and Sporocysts.
Alright, so this is the armies going over deployment here. I've got a squad of intercessors over here. I've got my Land Raider Redeemer over here with all of my Deathwatch inside of it. I've got my Hellblasters, I've got my captain, or my company master. I've got one of my lieutenants with the mastercrafted auto bolt rifle, and I've got my Primaris librarian, who's going to be my warlord over here. I've got scouts, I've got the other Primaris lieutenant over here, and I've got the other intercessors. My reavers are in Deep Strike Reserve. Going over deployment now for the Tyranids, he's got his Haruspex over here. We've got his Tyrannofex over here. Trying to keep remembering all of these the big monsters here. We've got the Carnifexes over on this side. We've got the Broodlord and the Genestealers from Hive Fleet Kraken. And then in reserve, he has the drop pod has the Swarmlord in it, he has the Flying Hive Tyrant in reserve, and then he has the Trigon in reserve with the other Genestealers. So that is what we've got for deployment as of now. As of right now, the Tyranids are going to be going first, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that fill first. No, do not get it. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 1. All right, so movement phase here for the Tyranids on turn 1. We've got his Genestealers and the Broodlord advanced up this way at my land right over here. All 3 of his Carnifexes advanced up this way. In came his Trigon with the other Genestealers. In came his pod with the Swarmlord. In moved up. Did you advance with him or just moved him? Yeah, you did advance with him. Okay, 1 inch. So he did advance with him up this way, and then the Tyrannifex just moved up this way to get within range of my Intercessor Dude Bros over here. Oh, and his Flying Hive Tyrant dropped in over here. So that's it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting with the Psychic phase, the Swarmlord is going to cast Catalyst onto his Genestealers over there. So looking for a 6. Getting it with an 8, I would have to roll a 10 because I'm within Shadow of the Warp. No, I'm gonna let that go. All right, now he is going to cast Smite into my scouts over here. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 10. I'm going to. Yeah, I think he's the only one within 24, so I'm definitely going to try to deny it. So I need to get a 12. So I need double 6s because of Shadow of the Warp and needing to get one more than the 10. So show me that fill faces. Double fill faces. No, it was almost the exact opposite. So D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. All right, now his Flying Hive Tyrant is going to cast Smite into my Intercessors over here. Looking for 5. Getting it with 7, so D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. Alright, now he's going to cast Psychic Scream into that Intercessor squad over here. So looking for, is it a 5? Looking for a 5. Alright, goes off with an 8, so that's D3 mortal wounds again. 3 mortal wounds. And now his Broodlord is going to cast Catalyst onto his Genestealers up there. Need a 6? No, it does not go off. Do you want to spend a command point? Yes. He's going to spend the command point. And boom, totally on. All right, so that is it for the Psychic phase. Moving on to the shooting phase. His Flying Hive Tyrant is going to fire into my Primaris Lieutenant since he's the closest visible enemy model. So he's got 2 sets of 2. So it's going to be, what, 2 sets of hitting on 3s, and there's like 12 shots per set, right? It's 6 per. 6 per, so there's going to be 24 shots coming in here. So is this all 20? This is just the first 12, I guess, right? Yep. All right, first 12 hitting on 3s. All right. All right, strength 6, you said, right? Yep. So wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 3, 4, 5. 5. 2 ups because he's in cover over there. And I make them all. Woo! And now the next volley is coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right. And then wounding on 3s. All right. So we've got 4 wounds in there. 4 2-ups. And I failed 1. All right, so now his Tyrannocyte with the 5 Barbed Stranglers are going to fire into my Intercessors over here. So he's got 5 D6 shots that are going to come in here.
How many?
Yeah. So 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We'll come back to you with that. All right, and these are going to be hitting on 5s. Oh, wow, pretty good. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wounds. AP -1, they're in cover, so we've got 6 3-up saves. And I failed 1 of them. And now his Carnifexes are going to fire into my Land Raider here with their Bioplasm head morphs. So 2 of them are in range, so we're going to have 2 D3 shots. So we've got 4 shots that are going to be coming in here. These are going to be hitting on
4 normally, 5 because I
hitting on 4 normally, but he advanced, so now they're going to be hitting on 5s. All right, no hits there. All right, and his Swarm Lord used Hive Commander to tell his Genestealers to move again in the shooting phase. So they moved up over there, right in my face. All right, so that is it for shooting phase. On to the assault phase. His Genestealers here are going to charge into my Land Raider over here. So, I'm going to fire Overwatch. I've got within range of my Flamestorm cannon, so 2d6 hits. I got 10 hits. All right, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 6 wounds there. So he's got 6 5-up invul saves. All right, so he makes 1 of them. So now for each of these, there's 2 wounds each. So he's got 5 that made it onto him. So there's 2 wounds each, so he's got 5-up invul save for each. We got to do it 2 at a time because the wounds won't roll over for that. So we're just going to go 2 at a time. So we've got the first guy here. No, we got to do 2 at a time, so it's each one guy there. Yep. So 2 5-ups. Nope. So the one guy's going to be dead. And then we've got 2 5-ups. 1 dead. 1 dead. 1 dead. And then 1 dead. So that's 5 that died. All right. So then the twin assault cannon is going to fire. Hitting on 6s. I got 1 hit. 1 wound, 5-up invul save. Whoop, 1 second, let me get my dice out of here. 5-up invul save. No, but 5-up feel no pain. No, so that's another 1 dead. A 6-inch charge for them to get in. Do you want to spend a command point?
Yeah.
He's going to spend a command point to get him in. And he's that was a 3, so he is in. And now his Broodlord's going to charge in, looking for an 8-inch charge. No, does not make it. And now his Swarm Lord's going to charge into my Lieutenant, so Overwatch. Nope, no hit there. He needs a 10-inch charge. Nope. Do you want to re-roll in because of Hive Fleet Behemoth? No, does not make it. And now his other Genestealers are going to charge into my Hellblasters there. So they are in rapid fire range. So we've got 20 shots coming in here, hitting on 6s. We'll come back to you with that. And then re-rolling the 1s because of the Captain. All right, no hits from that one. So we've got a total of 4 hits here. Strength 7, wounding on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the Lieutenant. Okay, so we've got 3 wounds in there. 3 5-ups. Makes 1 of them, and then 2 5-up catalyst saves. And makes 1 of those, so only 1 dead. And then they need 1 inch because of their 8-inch movement. Oh, look, they're in. All right, so now his Genestealers are going to start off the fight phase by attacking into my Hellblasters. So he's got 44 attacks there because there's 11 of them left. So there's more than 10. That means that they get 4 attacks base there, and there's 11 of them. So 44 attacks. This is going to be 22. So we're going to start out with this one, hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, and now he is going to be wounding on 4s. 6s are rending. Okay, so we've got 2 with rend that are going in there. 2 with rend, and then I've got 3 saves at AP minus 1. So I've got 3 4-ups, and I failed 2 of those, so it's going to be a total of 2 guys dead in the first round. And now the other 22 attacks, hitting on 3s. I'll come back to you with that. All right, now wounding on 4s into them. Again, 6s are going to be AP minus 4. Anything else is AP minus 1. All right, Inception. All right. All right, so we've got 3 6s in there, and then we've got 2 4 5 4-up saves. So I failed 1 of those. So we had, was it 3 6s, right? So 3 6s, so it's another 4. So it's another 2 guys dead. And now his 6 guys here are going to attack into my Land Raider. So there's 18 attacks because there's not more than 10, so it's only 3 each. Hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. And now strength 4, so wounding on 6s, but those will be AP minus 4, so leave me at a 6-up save. We got 1 6. So 1 6-up save. Looking for a fill face. Oh, and I get the fill face. And now we're going to activate my Hellblasters. So there's 6 guys left over there, 2 attacks each, except for the sergeant who has 3 attacks. So we got 13 attacks coming in here, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because of the sergeant there, or the company master there. All right. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 5 wounds there. 5 ups. All right, and then 5 ups again because of Catalyst. And Inception. All right, it makes one of those. All right, so that's it for the fight phase. Into the morale phase. My guys over here lost 4 guys, so 4 plus. 5 is 9. They would run, but I'm going to re-roll because of and they shall know no rules. And with a 1, he's good. These guys over here lost 3. Plus 6 is going to run, and they shall know no rules. Down to a 5, so they are good to go. All right, and his guys are all within 12 inches of somebody with Synapse, so they are good to go. So that is it for the Tyranids turn here on turn 1. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch here on turn 2. Or turn 1. My turn 1. Haha, 1. All right, movement phase here for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch. These guys stood still. The Intercessor stood still. My Deathwatch all disembarked over this way, moving up towards his Broodlord, and the Land Raider fell back from combat. My Hellblasters fell back from combat. Everyone else up here stood still. These guys, the Scouts and my Lieutenant, stood still. The Intercessors over here stood still. And then coming in from Deep Strike, we've got my my Reavers in the back line over here. So that is it for the movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch. We will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, starting off the Psychic phase, my Librarian is going to cast Smite into his Genestealers there. Looking for a 5. Getting a 6. Do you want to try to deny that? All right, so he's looking for a 7. Getting 6, so not quite. All right, that's actually denied because I forgot about Shadows in the Warp. He's within 18 inches of his Swarm Lord. So that means that that 6 became a 5, so it still went off, but then when he rolled a 6, that's higher than the 5 that I got. So that is a denied test. And now he's going to cast Mind Worm into that squad there, looking for a 7. A 7, but -1, so it does not go off. All right, that's it for the Psychic phase. On to the shooting phase. We're going to start with my kill team here. So the 2 Infernus Heavy Bolters and the Bolter from the Sergeant there are going to fire into the Genestealers here, as well as the Assault Cannon from the Terminator. Then the 2 Frag Cannons are going to fire into his Broodlord over here because they're closer over there. So we're going to go with the 2 Frag Cannons first. So 2d6 each hits. So we've got 15 hits. All right, so now and it's so 15 hits, strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right, that is all right. So we've got 10 wounds. We'll come back to that. All right, so 10 5-up invul saves, and he made 3 of them. All right, so he is dead. And he is dead. And now the guys are going to shoot into the Genestealers over here. We're going to go with the Infernus Heavy Bolters first. So 2d6. We're going to do the Heavy Flamer part. So we got 6 hits there. This is going to be strength 5, so wounding on 3s. So we've got 5 wounds there. 5 5-ups. And then make 2 of them, and then 5-ups again for the other ones because of the Catalyst. No, so 3 are dead. Now we got the Assault Cannon firing in, hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, wow, really good. Strength 6, so wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 2 wounds, 2 5-ups, 2 5-up catalysts. No, 2 more dead. And now the Sergeant's going to fire into the last guy there with the Hellfire round, so it's 2 shots hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 2s. All right, we got 1 wound, 1 5-up, and 5-up catalyst. No, so he's dead. Now my Prime Master Lieutenant's going to fire into his nids over here. So we've got 2 shots hitting on 3s. All right, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on 4. That's a wound. 5-up. He's good. Pistol from the captain, or the company master. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Okay. And now my Primaris Librarian's going to fire. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And now my Reavers are going to fire into his Tyrannifex over here. So we got 5 shots hitting on 3s. All right. So toughness 8, so wounding on a 6. No. All right, so now this squad here is going to fire into his Swarm Lord over there because it's the closest visible. So we've got 3 shots because 1 is in rapid fire. That is 2 shots. Wounding on, what's his toughness? Looking for 5s, right? He's not 8. No wounds. Snipers are also going to fire into the Swarm Lord over there. 3 shots. That's 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. Oh, we got 2 6s, so that's going to be 2 mortal wounds. Oh, rerolling ones because of the lieutenant there. So we've got, looking for 5s though, so we got 2 mortal wounds and then 2 regular saves. So 2 3-ups, right? For him? Yep, 2 3-ups. Makes them both, so he just takes the 2 mortal wounds. And now the lieutenant is going to fire into the Swarm Lord. So we've got 1 roll of a, looking for a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. And now these guys are going to fire into the Carnifex over here. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. We got 1 wound. AP -1, so 4 ups. 1 wound. And he's good. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my kill team here is going to assault into his Carnifex over here. So he's got assault D3 with the, so he gets 2 shots with the plasma thingy. Looking for 6s. No hits there. So their charge distance, yeah, it's totally in with a 10. All right, so they are in combat over here. So we're going to go with the, we're going to start off with the heavy Thunderhammers. I've got 2 of them in there. They are going to be hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit, but they get to reroll because they're units within 6 inches of the Watchmaster. So these are going to be hitting on 4s, rerolling 1s and 2s. All right, not getting to reroll that 3 because rerolls happen before hitting. Strength 10, so wounding on 3s. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll 1 of those. So that's 2 wounds. AP, 1 second. All right, so it's AP -3, so he's got 2 6-up saves. No, those go through, so it's 2d6 damage. Or 1d6 damage for each, so the 2 of them went through. So we got 9 damage. All right, so he's dead, and that is going to be it for the fight phase, and that's the end of the turn here. Nobody lost enough to take a leadership test. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 2. These guys have, these 2 Carnifexes have turned their eyes onto my kill team over here. The bugs. They're all bugs. The Genestealers have shuffled around here to make some room for his Swarm Lord and Trigon. They're looking over here at this little grouping over here. His Flying Hive Tyrant has moved up towards here, looking on my Lieutenant and my Scouts. And then his Haruspex is coming around the corner saying hello to my Interceptors over here, Intercessors over here. And then his, because I forgot to charge those guys, his Tyrannifex is, Tyrannifex, right? Yeah, Tyrannifex. I got it right. All right. That's what I get for doubting myself. His Tyrannifex is looking through the window there, getting ready to, I think, squish the Reavers is what it's going to come down to. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, starting with the psychic phase, his Flying Hive Tyrant is going to cast Smite into my Intercessors over there. So looking for a 5. Getting it with a 5. I'm going to try to deny that. So I need a 7 because I'm within range for the Shadow of the Warp, and I am, and I just need to get more than 5. So looking for 7, getting it with an 11. Whew. And I was going to cast Psychic Scream into my my Intercessors over there, and that goes off with a 10. So D3 mortal wounds, 3 mortal wounds, and they're dead. And now his Swarm Lord's going to cast Smite into my Scouts over here, looking for 5, getting it with 5, D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And now he's going to cast Catalyst onto his Genestealers over there. That goes off with a 10. All right, so that's it for the psychic phase. Into the shooting phase, his Flying Hive Tyrant is going to shoot into my Scout up here. So this is the first 12 shots from his Devourers. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Pretty good. And then these are strength 5, right? So we're looking for 3s to wound. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. AP 0, so 4 2-ups because of the camo cloaks. Make them all. And now the next 12 going in there, hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's how you roll. And now these are going to be wounded on 3s. That is still pretty good. All right, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 2-ups. Whoa. He is dead. All right, so now his Trigon is going to use bioelectric pulse to shoot into my Hellblasters over here. So this is going to be 4s, hitting on 4s. 6 shots hitting on 4s. All right, so that's 2 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Got 2 wounds, AP 0, so it's 2-up saves because they're in cover. And I failed one of them. And now his Tyrannicide? Yes. I got it right. Tyrannicide is going to shoot his Barb Stranglers into my Hellblasters over here. So it's 5 of them, D6 shots each. So D6 each. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9 shots. All right, so he's actually going to be shooting into my Deathwatch over here. So these are going to be hitting on 4s because there's 10 guys in that squad there. All right, you got one more hit than you would have, and these are strength 5, right? So these are strength 5, so these are going to be toughness 4. So looking for 3s to wound.
At AP -1.
At AP -1, so that is going to be 5 at AP -1. I'm going to start taking it on. I'm going to take it on one of the guys with the storm shields first. So, one second. So I'm actually going to start taking them on my Terminator over there. So I'm going to have 2 attacks, AP -1, so looking for 3-ups. Make both of those. 3-ups. Failed 1. And then made that one, so he's down to 1 wound. And now his Carnifex is going to fire in. He's just going to do it at the same sign, so assault D3 on each of these. So we've got 3 attacks that are going to be coming in, hitting on 4s. We got 1 hit, strength, this is a plasma, so strength 7, looking for 3 to wound. That's a wound. AP plasma, so AP -3. So it's going on to my, it has to go on to my Terminator first, so he's going to have a AP -3, so 5 up. And he's good with a fill phase. Woo! And he used Hive Commander to move himself up over this way. All right, so now his Tyrannifex is going to shoot into my Reavers over here. So he's got heavy 2d6 auto hits here. So 9 hits here. This is strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Ooh, okay, so we've got, what is that, 4 misses? So we got 5 AP minus what? AP -1 +1 because they are in cover. So we've got 5 3-ups. And I failed one of them. Oh man, it's D3 wounds. 3 wounds, so one is just dead. And now the Stinger Salvo. These are going to be hitting on 4s, right? All right, so we got 2 hits. Strength, what is it?
5.
Strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. We've got 1 wound there. AP -1, so 3 up again. And he's good. All right, so now moving into the assault phase, that's it for shooting phase. His Tyrannifex is going to start us off by charging into my Reavers over here. 4 shots hitting on 6s. We got 1 hit. Toughness 8, you said, right? So looking for a 6 to wound. Hey, with a wound, AP -1. So he's looking for a 4 up. No, it goes through, so he takes a 1 wound there. And then his charge distance, yeah, it's totally in. And now his Flying Hive Tyrant is going to charge into my Lieutenant there. Overwatch, not going to get a hit. And he is totally in. And then you want to charge the Horsepex too, right? So his charge distance is 7 inches, should get him on in as well. All right, so now his Swarm Lord is going to charge into my Primaris Librarian there. No hit in the Overwatch. And he is, wow, he is way in. He was feeling that one. And now his Genestealers are going to charge into my Hellblasters. So we got 12 shots hitting on 6s. Rerolling 1s. Oh man, no 6s yet. That's not great. Still none. All right, so their charge distance, yeah, is totally in. And then do you want to try to, the Trigon as well, right? So now his charge, since I can't Overwatch, is totally in as well. All right, so now his Carnifexes are going to charge in. We're going to start with that one back there. So we're going to have the, we're going to go with the frag cannons first. So we're going to have 4d6 hits between them. All right, so we've got 12, 16, 17 hits. All right, so we got 17 wounding on 5s because he's toughness 7, strength 6. All right.
Sure, why not? No problem. Play Johnny's Horse.
All right, so we've got 2, 4, 5 AP -1. So 5 4-ups. So he fails 2. And now the assault cannon hitting on 6s, re-rolling because of the Watchmaster there. Getting 1, strength 6, so wounding on. Whoa, that ran. Wow, jeez, I'm throwing my dice all around here. On a 5, that's a wound. AP -1, so 4 up. No, failed that one. And then the 2 heavy flamers from the Infernus heavy bolters. So we're gonna have 5 hits from that. Wounding on 5s. So we got another 1. So that's AP -1 again. That's good. And then the bolter there with the Hellfire round. So wounding, hitting on 6s. Re-rolling because of the Watchmaster. Nothing there. And then his charge distance is, ooh, that should be in. All right, he's gonna use his thing to re-roll, and now he is like way in. And then the other one's going to charge in now that I'm engaged, and yeah, he's totally in. All right, so now he's going to start out the fight phase by activating the Carnifex with the 5 wounds there. He's going to attack in. He's got 2 sets of the talents, so he gets an extra attack, so there's going to be 5 attacks coming in.
Hit on 4s.
Hitting on 4s. All right, so you got 2 hits, strength 7, right?
6.
So strength 6. All right, so strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is 1 wound, AP -3, so it's still got to go on my Terminator first since he's been wounded. So we got a 5-up invul save. No, so he is going to be dead. All right, so I spent my 2 command points to interrupt, and now this squad is my Deathwatch are going to interrupt and attack his Carnifexes. The 2 heavy Thunderhammers are going to go into his non-injured Carnifex, and everything else is going to go into his injured Carnifex. So we're going to go with the heavy Thunderhammers into the non-injured Carnifex first. These are going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s because of the Watchmaster. Oh, okay. Oh, oh, man. All right, so strength 10. That's a wound. AP -3, so 6 up. No, that goes through. D6 wounds. 5 wounds. All right, so now the regular Thunderhammers are going to start us off into the injured guy there. So we have 4 attacks hitting on 4s. Re-rolling 1s and 2s. Man, lots of 3s. All right. Wounding on a 3. That's a wound. AP -3. And that goes through. Let me see what the wound damage. And now the rest of the guys are going to attack in. The sergeant has 3. Everyone else has 2. So we've got 11 attacks coming in. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of the Watchmaster. All right. These are going to be toughness, what is it again? Toughness 6 or 7? Toughness 7, so looking for 5s to wound. All right, so we got 2 wounds. Technically he could die, but not looking great. AP nothing, so 2 3-ups. Oh! Oh no, he does die. All right, so he had started with the wounded Carnifex, so the one that's dead already went, so now he's gonna go into his other Carnifex here. Hitting on 4s. Oh boy. Wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 2 wounds. AP -3, so I'm going to just put them onto the 2 guys with Storm Shield, so 2 3-ups. And I'll make them both. All right, so now his Tyrannifex is going to attack into my Reavers here. So 4 attacks hitting on 4s. Okay, all hits. Strength 7, so looking for 3s to wound. And we've got 2 wounds. AP -1, so looking for 4-ups. And I failed one of them. It was 2 damage, so that's a dead guy. All right, so now his Harspec's going to go. He's going to use the Shoveling Claws, right? So these are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, so that is 2 hits. Wounding on 2s because it goes up to strength 14. So that is 2 wounds, AP -3, so 2 6-ups. Yeah, nope. So, and I imagine it's D6 damage. Oh, so first, okay. And yeah, he did. So now his Swarm Lord's going to attack into my Librarian here. So he's got 6 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, that's all hits. Strength 8, so looking for 2s to wound. That is all wounds, so that's 6 wounds. AP -3, so we got 6 6-ups. Make one of them. I would have failed armor saves on that one. Flat 3 per. All right, so I'll come back to you with his Warlord saves. All right, so now I've got 15 6-up saves. Oh, that's a lot of 6s, but not enough to save him, and he is, yeah, totally dead. 5 of them, though. That's not bad. And now his Trigon's going to attack into my Hellblasters here. 7 attacks hitting on 3s. All right, so all but 2 hits there. Strength 7, so wounding on 3s. And we've got 4 wounds. AP -3, so 4 6-ups. Failed all of them. D6 per. So we'll start with the first one. First one, dead guy. Oh, so then the second one's going to be 2 dead guys, and then the fourth one is another dead guy. So that's 3 dead guys. And the Toxin Spike. That's a hit. 2 to wound. That is a wound. AP 0, so looking for 3 up. Ooh, and he's good with a fill face. All right, so now his Genestealers are going to attack into my Hellblasters. So you got 21 attacks between the 7 of them there, hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now they are going to be wounding on 4s. 6s are AP -4. All right, so we've got no 6s, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 wounds. AP -1. So that's going to be 4 4-ups. And I'll make them all. All right, so now my Hellblasters are going to activate. 7 attacks between them there. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of the captain. All right. Wounding on 4s. We've got 4 wounds. So 4 5-up saves. And then we've got, after this is going to be, yeah, so 5-up saves. Invul saves, and then 5-up catalyst saves because they put them onto them. Making one of those, so 3 are dead. All right, so my Reavers are here are going to attack into his Tyrannifex, right? So the Tyrannifex, so he's got 2 base each for the regular guys, 3 base each for the Sergeant. I guess he's just going to pile in the 3 inch there. Yeah, 3 inch, 3 base each for the Sergeant, +1 for each of them because of combat knives. So we've got 10 attacks coming in from them over there. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Toughness 8 though, right? So wounding on 6s. Getting 0 6s, all right. Womp womp. All right, so that is it for the fight phase here. So moving into the morale phase, my Hellblasters lost 3 guys, so 3 + 1 is good. So they are good there. Everyone else didn't lose enough to fail a test. So that is it for the Tyranid turn here on turn 2. So turn 2, wow, yeah, oh man. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch and Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, so movement phase for the Dark Angels and Deathwatch. These guys stayed in combat with the Carnifex there. My Watchmaster moved up over there. These guys stood still where they were. Hellblasters fell back out of combat. My Land Raider moved up around over this way. The Company Master and the Lieutenant just moved back over this way. And then my Reavers stayed in combat with his Tyrannifex. And that is it for the movement phase. My Psyker is inside the stomach of a giant bug, so we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so my Intercessors are going to fire into his Genestealers over there, just out of rapid fire range. So we got 5 shots hitting on 3s. Okay, so we got 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. We got 1 wound. 5 up. He's good. So my Lieutenant's going to fire into his Carnifexes, into his Genestealers there. That is is 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. Whoa. That is a wound. 5 up. No, but he's got 2 wounds, so it's going to be 1, and then the other one. No, someone did. And then a pistol from my Watchmaster, or my Company Master. 1 hit. No wound. Watchmaster's going to fire into the Genestealers over here. 1 shot. Hitting on a 2. That's a hit. He's going to use the Hellfire, so wounding on a 2. That's a wound. 5 up. And 5 up again. No, so 1 dead. Alright, my Land Raider is going to fire Earthing into his walking blender over here. So, we got the Flamestorm Cannons. We got 2d6 between the 2 of them. We've got 7. I'm going to spend a command point to reroll that. That's cocked. That's why you got to keep it in the box, Phil. So 11 hits. We'll come back to that. All right, so it's going to be Strength 6 into his Toughness 7. So we've got 11 wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. These are AP -2, so he's got a 4 up invul save. Ooh, so fails 2 of them, so that's 2 wounds. And now the Twin Assault Cannon is going to fire in there, hitting on 3s. All right. Too far away from my Watchmaster. All right. Wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 3 wounds, AP -1, so 3 4-ups. 1 goes through, so that is 1 wound. So now my Reavers are going to fire their pistols into him. That is 2 hits. Wish I saved the 6s for now because needing 6s to wound. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the fight phase. I'm not going to charge anybody, so now we're going to go into the fight phase here. We're going to start over here into his Carnifex. We're going to start with the Heavy Thunderhammer, so hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s and 2s because of the Watchmaster. All right, re-rolling 1s and 2s. All right, so we got 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. So that is 2 wounds. AP -3. So that's 2 6-ups. Both go through. D6 each. Yeah, 10 wounds, so he is dead. And now his Tyrannifex is going to attack into my Reavers. He's going to activate first, so he's got 4 attacks hitting on 4s. Ooh, no hits there. And now my guys are going to attack back, 10 attacks hitting on 3s. All right. And then wounding on 6s. Nope. And that is it for the Dark Angel Deathwatch turn here on turn 2. Steelers who lost the guys there are within Synapse, so they are fearless and everything is good to go over there. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 3. All right, movement phase here for the Tyranids, his Swarm Lord. He actually used the rapid regeneration stratagem with his last 2 command points and healed him back 3 wounds, so he's back up to 10. Ooh, killer. And now, then his other guys here have moved up, looking on my Land Raider. His Genestealers moved around that way. His Flying Hive Tyrants moving up this way. And then he stayed in combat with him back there. And that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so now he's going to start off with the Swarm Lord. He's going to cast Smite. Oh, he perils, but he does do, he's going to be doing, he's not going to kill him, so this is going to be D6 mortal wounds. 6 mortal wounds! That's, my Hellblaster's dead. Holy cow. And the D3 wounds on the Swarm Lord. 3. So he's back down to what he was, but he killed all of the Hellblasters. And now he's going to cast the Horse Specs onto the Catalyst. Catalyst onto the Horse Specs over there. Looking for a 6. That goes off. And the Flying Hive Tyrant's going to cast Smite onto my Land Raider over there. No, not going off. Alright, so use the Hive Commander ability to move the Trigon up over to here. Alright, so now his Flying Hive Tyrant's going to start shooting into my Deathwatch over here. So he's got the first 12 shots hitting on 3s. Alright, and then these are going to be wounding on 3s. Alright, so missed 3 of them, so we've got 5 wounds there. AP what? AP 0, so we got 5 3-ups. And, oh, I made them all. Woo! And now the next volley coming in here, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. Whoop, that one fell out of the box yet. So we've got 1, 2, 3. All right, so now we have another 3 ups, and I failed one of them. And now he is going to fire his Barbed Stranglers into my Deathwatch over here. Hitting on, oh, these are the D6, right? So we got 14, 17 attacks. We'll come back to you with that. All right, 17 attacks. These are going to be hitting on 5s because there's less than 10 in that squad there. So these are going to be hitting on 5s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. And strength 5, so wounded on 3s. We've got 1 wound. AP -1, so we've got a 4-up save. Unless, I'm going to put it onto one of the guys with the storm shields. And 3-up, he's good. That's it for shooting. On to the assaults. We're going to start with the Genestealers into my Land Raider. So we're going to start with the Flamestorm Cannons. So that's going to be 8 hits. 2, 4, 6, 8. Wounding on 3s. Stop rolling. All right, so we've got 6 5-up saves. No, so they are dead. And now his Horror Spec's going to charge into my Land Raider. So I'm going to fire with the Flamestorm Cannons first. 2d6 hits. We got 10 hits. And now it's going to be Strength 6, Toughness 8, so looking for 5s to wound. We've got 4 wounds at AP -2. So we've got 4 5-ups. Making 2 of them. So that's going to be 4 wounds there. So 4 5-ups because he's got Catalyst. And makes another 2, so just 2 wounds. And now the Twin Assault Cannon on 6s. Ooh, got a couple there. Wounding on 5s. Got 2 wounds at AP -1. 4 ups. That makes them both. Well done. And now his charge distance. Spin, 5 inches. Should be in. Hold on. It actually wasn't in, but Behemoth lets him re-roll. 6 is enough. That's what's going to get him in. And now the Swarm Lord is charging into the Land Raider over here. That's... Wow. He really wants to make like every one of his charges. That is impressive. And now his Trigon's going to charge into my Lieutenant. So, overwatching. No hits there. So, his charges is, yeah, that's totally in. And now we're going to start off the fight phase with his Swarm Lord into my Land Raider here. So, he's got 6 attacks hitting on 2s. All right, all but 1 there. These are now Strength 8, so wounding on 4s. We've got all but 2 there, so that's 3 wounds at AP -3, so 3 5-up saves. Make 1 of them. 3 damage each, so that's going to be 6 damage. Killer. And now the tail attack hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a Strength 8, so wounding on a 4. That is a wound. This is going to be a 2-up save. He's good. And now the Horror Specs is going to attack in here with Shoveling Claws.
In 4s.
Looking for 4s. Got 2 hits.
Strength 14.
Strength 14, so these are going to be wounded on 3s. I got 2 wounds.
AP -3.
AP -3, so 2 5-ups. Failed both of them. D6 apiece, so 2d6. 7 wounds. And now the Trigon's attacking into my Lieutenant over here. Hitting on 3s. Alright, pretty good. Wounding on 3s. Oh, yeah, Strength 7, so wounding on 3s. Alright, we got 2 wounds, AP -3, right? So looking for 6-ups. Failed them both. D6 each. 4 wounds, he's down to 1. And now he's got his tail attack here, hitting on a 3. That's a hit.
Wounds on 2.
Wound on a 2. That's a wound.
AP 0.
AP 0, so 3-up save. Oh, and he's good. Alright, so now it's Tyranid hitting on 4s. Oh, Inception. 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. Nope, no wound there. All right, so now I'm going to start activating my guys. We're going to go with the Reavers first. Hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. But now comes the big part. Can I get any 6s? Hey, I got some 6s, so that's 2 wounds. 2 regular saves, so 2 3-ups, right? And he's good. All right, and my Land Raider's now going to attack into his Swarm Lord over there. I got 1 attack, hitting on a 6. No, nothing there. Lieutenant's going to attack into his Trigon. Rerolling 1s because of the captain there. These are going to be toughness 7. Just looking for 5s. I got 1 wound there. 1 regular save. He's not the one with the
Sorry, he's
sword.
6.
He's toughness 6. No, that should be 1 wound. So just 1 save, and oh, he takes a wound. And then the captain's also going to attack in, hitting on 2s. Wounding on that's a 1 wound.
3 up normal.
3 up normal. No, nothing. And ooh, takes another wound. All right, so that is it for the Tyranids' turn here. Nobody lost enough that they have to take leadership tests, so we will come back to you after movement phase for the Deathwatch and Dark Angels on turn 4. Turn 3? Turn 3. Holy cow. All right, movement phase for the Deathwatch and Dark Angels. More Deathwatch at this point than Dark. Oh no, maybe it's about even at this point. But yeah, so these guys are moving up. My Deathwatch are moving up closer towards the big bugs because they know no fear. They probably should know some fear. Probably be a healthy dose of fear, but no, they don't know any. So they're kind of moving up against these big bugs here. My lieutenant and my company master decided to back out of combat because they may not know fear, but they know smart things, and they decided not to stick in there. My intercessors stayed over there, and then my Reaver stayed in combat over there, and my Land Raider stayed in combat with his Swarm Lord and Horsebex. So that is it for the movement phase. My Psyker, like I said, is probably at this point being digested into biomass, and we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so now we're going to start at the shooting phase with my Deathwatch firing into his Trigon here. We're going to start with the 2 frag cannons that are within 12 inches, so that's half range. So they're going to be strength 9, AP -3. So we've got assault 2. There's 2 of them in there, so we're going to have 4 shots coming in here. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling because of the Watchmaster. All right, so we got 4 hits. Strength 9, looking for 3s to wound. So we got 3 wounds, AP -3. Comes to 6 up. Makes 1 of them. That's going to be 1 second. 2 damage each, so that's 4 damage onto him. All right, so now my Infernus Heavy Bolter is going to fire. I'm going to fire both versions, so both the Heavy Bolter and the Heavy Flamer. So we're going to do the Heavy Flamers first. Hitting on just auto hits. So we've got 9 auto hits. Toughness 6, strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. We have 2 wounds, so it's going to be 2 4-ups. Makes 1 of them. And now the Heavy Bolter portion, hitting on 5s because it's heavy and they moved, and also -1 because I'm firing both. So looking for 5s to hit, re-rolling 1s and 2s. All right, re-rolling 1s and 2s. Got 2 hits. And no wounds. My Watchmaster is going to shoot into him. 2 shots. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 2s with the Hellfire. That's going to be 1 wound. AP nothing. That is a save. And now my Intercessors are going to fire into him. They're in rapid fire range, so we got 10 shots coming in here. Hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Now these are going to be strength 4. Wounding on 5s. So we've got 3 wounds at AP -1. Looking for 4-ups. And he makes 1 of them. All right, now these guys are going to fire their pistols into here. Hitting on 3s. It's all hits. Wounding on 6s. No wounds. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. We're now going to move into the assault phase. My Deathwatch are going to, we're going to go with the kill team first. Is going to assault into his Trigon. Do you want to have Overwatch? Does he have the, he's got the bio pulse. So you're at 3 wounds now. So it's going to be 5, well, hitting on 6s because it's Overwatch. So it's going to be 5 shots or 6 shots? 6 shots, right? 6 shots hitting on 6s. Wow, getting 3. Half! That's pretty nice. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. That's 3 wounds. AP 0. So we've got 3 ups. Oh, failing 2 of them. Killer. All right, now we're looking for an 8-inch charge over here. Oh, not getting it. I would need a 6 on that. Nope, I'm not going to spend a command point. So we will come back to you with the fight phase. All right, I'm going to start by activating my Land Raider. On a 6. No, nothing there. And now he's going to activate his Swarm Lord there. So hitting on 2s. All right, Strength 8, wounding on 4s. Ooh, no wounds. His tail is hitting on 2. That's a hit. Wounding on not a 2. All right, now my Reavers are going to activate. We've got 10 attacks hitting in on 3s. All right. Pretty good. Now give me some 6s. Giving 2. So that's 2 wounds. 2 3 ups. And he's good. And now the Tyranid Effects is going to attack back. That is 1 hit. No wound. All right, now the Horospex is going to attack into my Land Raider, hitting on 4s, right? That's all hits, pretty good. Strength 14. Strength 14, so wounding on 3s. We've got 4 wounds.
AP minus 3.
AP minus 3, so we've got 4 5-up saves. Make 2 of them, so 2 go through. He's got D6 wounds, right? So the first one is 5, so he is definitely dead. Let's see if he explodes. No, he does not. I'm going to spend a command point. No, okay. Would have been hilarious, but it didn't work. So, yeah, my Land Raider is dead. So that is it for the the Deathwatch and Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the Tyranids on turn 4. All right, movement phase here for the Tyranids. He stood still, looking on them. Swarmlord and Horospex are moving up towards my Deathwatch. Flying Hive Tyrants moving up towards my Deathwatch. He stood still back over here. And he fell back out of combat over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so now the Hive Tyrant is going to cast Smite into my Deathwatch over here. So looking for 5. Getting it with a 10. So that's going to be D3. 3 mortal wounds. And now the Hive Tyrant's going to cast Psychic Scream onto them. And that goes off with an 8. So D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now his Hive Tyrant's going to cast Smite into my Watchmaster. A Swarm Lord into the Watchmaster. That's a 5. That's it. That's enough. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And Psychic Scream. That goes off. Oh, yeah, one of them. 3 mortal wounds. Now his Flying Hive Tyrant's going to fire into my Deathwatch kill team there. These are the first set of Devours. Oh, man. That's real good. Strength 5. So wounding on 3s. All right. So 7 wounds. All right. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 7. AP nothing, right? So 3 ups. And I failed enough to kill them. Womp womp. All right. So now his Trigon's going to shoot into my lieutenant here. So he's got 6 attacks hitting on 6s. No, nothing there. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Horospex is going to charge into my Watchmaster. Overwatch, rerolling because of himself. That's 1 hit. Hellfire wounding on 2s. Oh boy. His charge distance is totally going to be in. And now the Swarm Lord is going to charge in, and he is totally in. And now the Trigon's going to charge into the Lieutenant over here. Overwatch. Rerolling 1s because of the Captain there. Hey, that's a hit. That is not a wound. His charge distance is totally in, and then my Captain is going to heroically intervene. All right, so he's going to start off here with the Swarm Lord, who is going to attack in, hitting on 2s. Oh boy. Wounding on strength 8, right? So wounding on 2s. All right, so and that's a mortal wound. So he is dead. All right, so now his Trigon's going to attack in. Hitting on 5s, getting 1. Strength 7, right? So wounded on 3s. That's a wound. AP -3, right? So 6 up. Oh, and he gets it with a fill phase. Woo! And now the Toxin Spike is not going to hit. All right, so now these guys get to attack back. We're going to go with the Primaris Lieutenant first. Hitting on 2s. Wounding on 5s. We got 4 wounds. 4 regular wounds, so it's 4 3-ups. Fails 2 of them. And now the captain's going to do the same thing. All right, so 4 hits. We got 1 wound. Can he make a 3-up, or is he dead? Oh, and he's dead. Does he have like the explodey thing? He's got the death throws. Oh, and he doesn't explode. All right, and that is it for the Dark Angels and, well, just Dark Angels at this point. Oh no, that was Tyranid's turn here. So that's it for the Tyranid's turn. We'll come back to you after movement phase for just the Dark Angels now here on turn 4. All right, so movement phase here for the Dark Angels, because that's all that's left. These guys both advanced over this way to get within range of my intercessors, and then my Reavers over there moved up, so they are within 1 inch, or just past out of 1 inch of his Tyrannifex, and that is it for the movement. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, the intercessors now are going to fire into the Swarm Lord. These are going to be hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s. Oh no, no need. Those are all hits. Strength 4, wounding on 5s. Rerolling 1s to wound because of the Lieutenant. No, that didn't help there, but that's still pretty good. Look at all those fill faces. I'll take that. So that's 6 wounds, AP -1. So we got 6 4-ups. Fails all but 2, so 4 wounds. And now my Reavers here are going to fire into his Tyrannifex. We got 3 shots with the heavy bolt pistols on 3s. That one fell out. So we got 2 hits. Wounding on 6s. Can you redo it? No, nothing there. All right, so now that is it for shooting. My Reavers are going to assault into his Tyrannifex here. He's got 2d6 auto hits with his acid spray, so that's 7 hits. All right, so strength 7, wounding on 3s. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. AP -1, so 4 4-ups. Oh! Oh, that is yeah, that's painful. That is 2 dead. All right. All right, that's actually D3 per, so that may have gotten even worse. So the first one, D3, is 1. So this next one is going to be a dead guy, and then 1 and a dead guy. So 2 guys dead. Okay. And his charge distance. Oh yeah, he's in. All right, so starting out the fight phase is just going to be this guy. That is 3 hits. Any 6s to wound. Hey, got 1. And hey, he took a wound, finally. And now comes his attacks, hitting on 4s. Got 2 hits, wounding on 3s. Got 1 wound, AP -3.
No, AP -1.
AP -1, so 4 up. Okay, made that one. And that is it for the Dark Angels here on turn 4, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids on turn 5. Movement phase, these guys just shuffled a bit around looking at my guys over here, and he fell back out of combat. And that is it for movement phase. So we will, oh, he also flew around over this way. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, we're going to start out with his Flying Hive Tyrant there is going to cast Smite into my intercessors. Ooh, that goes off. D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds. And Psychic Scream into them as well. Does not go off. Smite from him. Goes off. And that's, I think the Lieutenant's the closest and he's just dead. Alright, and now his Psychic Scream. Goes off. D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. And now his Flying Hive Tyrant's going to fire into my intercessors. First volley, hitting on 3s. Alright. Wounding on 3s. Alright. So we've got 2, 4, 5 wounds. 5 2-ups. And now his second volley of 12. Hitting on 3s. All right. Wounding on 3s. So that is going to be 2, 4, 6 wounds. 6 2-ups. And he makes those ones. And he's going to shoot his Barbed Strangler into my Reaver over here. All right, so we've got 15, 18, 20 shots coming at you. He's going to be hitting on 5s. All right, even. All right. And now these are going to be wounding on strength 5, so 3s. 3 wounds. AP -1, so 3 4-ups. Failed 2, he's dead. All right, Swarmlord's going to charge into my captain. Overwatch, not getting a hit. And he is totally in. And the Flying Hive Tyrant's going to charge into him up there, so my Overwatch. Ooh, 2 hits. No wounds. And he is totally in. All right, so now we're going to start off the fight phase with the Swarmlord hitting on 2s. So that's all hits. Strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound. We've got, ooh, no wounds, okay. And now his Flying Hive Tyrant's going to attack into my lone intercessor there. 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. It's all hits. Strength, what's it again? 6, so looking for 3s to wound over here. Oop, just making sure. Yep, 6, so looking for 3s to wound. We've got 3 wounds. 3-up saves. And I make them all. Woo! Now the captain's going to attack into the Swarmlord, hitting on 2s. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Wounding on 5s. Oh man, his friend with the 1s is dead, so. And now my sergeant is going to attack into the Swarmlord. 2 hits. 1 wound. 3-up save. Oh, goes through. That's 1 wound. All right, so that's the end of the fight phase. Into the morale phase. My sergeant is going to see if he runs away. He lost 4 guys. 4 + 1. He is good. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we're going to call this one. Because even in my turn, it would end at the end of turn 5, so at the end of my turn, and I've just got the 2 models left, and they are not going to be able to get me enough kill points to win this game. So, brutal, brutal game. The new Tyranids are a force to reckon with. My Deathwatch did surprisingly well. I was very happy with how they worked over there. Getting those heavy Thunderhammers into those big nids is pretty effective. My opponent was really worried about what he was going to do against my Land Raider. And to be fair, except for getting into close combat like that with them, there was not much he can do. So I think nids are going to have trouble at range against armor. It's just that's just kind of like the reality of it. So they're just going to have to find ways to get in. So you know, the pod with the Swarmlord is probably is going to be a pretty popular mechanic, I would imagine, for those armies. But yeah, I had a blast. This was a ton of fun. Even though I got slaughtered in the end, it was still, I mean, I killed a bunch of big bugs, so that felt good. So that was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Sam, and until next time, have fun.